Hey, ¿qué tal amigos? Stuart here from Spain Speaks. Today I've got a bit of a Q&A with some of the questions that I have received over the last few months, and the purpose of this is to answer these questions, and hopefully it will also answer some of the doubts that you may have about living or working in Spain. So let's go to the first one. Jacqueline asks, can teachers live a comfortable life with kids? Okay, so this question depends on where you're teaching, who you're teaching, and in what part of the teaching system you find yourself in. If you're a state teacher, if you're lucky enough to pass state exams and get into the state system, which a few people have managed to do from outside of Spain, then obviously if you have one salary, two salaries, both teachers, then you're going to be able to live okay and raise kids. If you're working in private education, obviously you're not going to have the security, but there is a fair bit of work in the educational system here in Spain, and salaries are adequate enough for two people, let's say two salaries, to have a family, raise a family and live reasonably comfortably in Spain. As I said, in the private system there's a lot of demand for English teachers, and also if you want to do what I do, which is try and find clients or work in company, you can also make a living reasonable enough in order to raise a family. So hopefully that answers that particular question. Cripes Mighty asks, hi, do you know what the situation is regarding Brexit if you move to Spain after the vote? Will British people need a visa? Will there be a situation where you can only stay for a certain number of months? Any info would help. Thanks. Now, Brexit's a topic that's been popping up quite a lot recently. I'm not from the UK, so Brexit doesn't affect me. I've always had to go through the system and get work visas, residency visas, etc., permissions. So Brexit is a little bit unknown for me. What I would say is that Britain and Spain will most likely reach an agreement in which the status quo remains more or less similar. I mean, there's a lot of people that are going to be affected if it does change. So common sense will most likely prevail, and the Brits that are living in Spain and the Spaniards that are living in the UK will probably see more or less the situation remain the same. Of course, it'll all come down to the negotiation, and the Gibraltar topic will be raised again, as it always is, between Spain and the UK, and there'll be some type of concessions made probably, but like I said, common sense will prevail, and in the worst possible scenario, British people will have to go through the visa system just like I did, but I'm sure that some type of an agreement will be reached, and everything will be smooth. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting couple of years until it all unfolds. Nadezhda asks, hello there, do you have central heating in Spain? Is it warm inside apartments in winter months? Do they have heating in the floors? It's very important for me to live in a comfortable spot. I'm going to move to Spain very soon. Thank you for your response. Yeah, this is a topic that pops up every now and again in the comment section. Does Spain have central heating? Are the houses warm? And the answer to that is that if you live in Madrid or the central or northern region of Spain, the majority of houses will have central heating. Perhaps if you're in a village and the houses are very old, they might not have central heating. If you're in one of the Mediterranean resort type areas, it's more than likely that there's no central heating there as well, because those houses are prepared for summer living. The Mediterranean this year experienced snow. That's probably a phenomenon that happens every 25 years. It's not going to happen every year that you're going to get snow in places like Alicante, but as we saw this year, it can happen. And some of the houses in those coastal regions, as I said, are not prepared for that extremely cold weather. There are some places that also have a reverse air conditioning system that give you cool air in summer, hot air in winter. But if you're looking to rent a place and central heating is one of the things that you need, I'm sure it is in the description of what the house offers when you are looking for a place to rent. All of the places that I've lived in have had central heating, so for me it hasn't been a worry. But definitely in a place like Madrid, where I live here, you need central heating for at least 5 months of the year.
Foyorama asks, if I don't have a mortgage, can I live in Spain, Girona, with $3,800 per month?
Yeah, this is a question that I also get asked a fair bit. Can I live on X amount of money per month? Well, it depends on what your living standards are. I mean, if you like luxury, you're going to be pushed with that type of salary. If you have a normal life, if you drive a normal car, if you don't have 3 kids and you want to send them to a private school, if you don't like to eat the most expensive jamón here in Spain every day, then that is a more than adequate salary to live even in a place like Girona. I have talked a little bit about salaries. Again, it's subjective. It depends on, what you like to spend your money on, so I can't talk for everybody, but I think that would be an adequate salary if you were not extravagant, let's say.
Yusuf asks, hi, I'm a Bangladeshi living in the UAE. I can speak good English and have a high school degree. Couldn't join a college due to financial restraints. I'm planning on moving to Spain because everything here has become really expensive and it has become very hard to survive even with a good salary. What do you think I could do in order to earn a decent living over there?
Yeah, I don't know this particular situation. Obviously, coming from the United Arab Emirates, it depends what you're doing there. I don't know. What I would try to do here is reach out to the Bangladeshi community in Spain and see what they're doing, where they're living, what they're working in. I'm sure you can find people with a similar characteristic to you. Get some feedback from them. I can't answer this question, because I don't have that particular experience. But yeah, reach out to them, see what they're doing, see if the cost of living for them is okay, see what the job market is like for what, that type of qualification, and put your feelers out there and try and get a little bit of feedback from people in a similar situation.
Robin and David ask, hi, how old are you? What do you do for a living?
I teach English. I work in company giving business English classes. I also have a small business and I look for clients on the internet as well. I've had students from Latvia, Brazil, different countries around the world, all over Spain. I work from home on the telephone or via Skype. So that is what I do for a living. How old am I? Well, I'm in my late 40s, approaching the half century.
Daniel asks, hello mate, I'm curious to know, but how did you manage to relocate to Spain? Did you arrive on a tourist visa or some other document?
Well, I relocated to Spain because my girlfriend is Spanish and she's from Madrid, so that is why I'm here. I came here originally many years ago on a tourist visa and I applied for a work permit. My first application was denied. I reapplied and it was accepted. I've been here ever since. Now I have a permanent work residency that I have to renew every 5 years. It depends on whether I'm working or not. So if I was in a situation where I didn't have a job, didn't have any money to cover my basic needs, it's more than likely then that residency permit would be cancelled and I'd have to go back home. So the residency depends on whether I'm able to work and whether I am working or not. But basically that's my situation. And a lot of people that I know from Australia or from outside of the European Union have done something similar.
Alejandro asks, hi pal, you have a more positive view of my own country than myself. I'm startled.
Okay, this is not a question, but more of a comment. And yeah, I am upbeat about Spain. I think it's a good country. It's a fairly easy lifestyle. People are not in your face, as I've said before. Spanish people have a live and let live mentality. Cost of living's okay. I'm able to cover my expenses with my salary. And I live okay. I mean, there are places that I probably could be living better, living places with better weather than Madrid, for example, maybe on the Mediterranean, maybe in the Canary Islands. But in general, I'm not negative about Spain. I can understand that some Spanish people are negative. I mean, with all of the corruption scandals that have been going on over the last few years and the unemployment rate and all of those things. But, the videos that I make here are for people that are looking to come to Spain, to get a better quality of life, maybe from a retiree point of view, or even people that are just unhappy with the daily grind in countries, in English-speaking countries. Spain can offer you a change.
Infamous asks, Ola Stuart, which of these two cities is better to live in, Barcelona or Alicante?
Barcelona or Alicante depends on what you want to be doing and for how long. Barcelona is a big city, second biggest city in Spain, a lot more opportunity than you would have in Alicante. Alicante and Barcelona, maybe from a weather point of view, are fairly similar. Alicante doesn't have the opportunity that Barcelona is going to have. So if you're looking to have a job and have a more multicultural experience, Barcelona would be the city for you. If you're looking to retire or have a more laid back type of lifestyle, Alicante could be the place for you. Remember that Alicante in the winter months is fantastic. In the summer months it's really crowded. So keep that in mind as well when you make your decision.
And Misho asks, hi, great video, but you said healthcare is free. Then you said it costs 270 euros a month. Can you explain, please? Are you talking about private health insurance? Thanks in advance.
Yeah, healthcare, I pay 270 euros a month because I'm self-employed, and that's the minimum amount that I can pay. That gives me access to the health system, and it also gives me access to a pension when I retire. What I meant by that you don't have to pay is that when you visit the doctor, you don't have to pay 20 euros or 25 euros or 35 euros for a visit to the doctor. And you don't have to pay extra for operations. Everything is included in that money that you pay. So, I mean, you can go to the doctor every month. You can, have 3 operations a year, and it's all covered by that 270 euros that you pay per month. Again, if you don't go to the doctor, you still have to pay that amount of money. But in some countries that I know, even if you do pay taxes that cover your medical expenses, you do have to sometimes pay extra for visits to the doctor. But here in Spain, doctor visits are free, and also all of those operations are covered free by the state system. They do give you an invoice here in Madrid. When you have an operation, they'll give you an invoice telling you how much that operation costs, but that's just to make you conscious of the price and sort of to make people aware that they shouldn't be abusing the system, and it is expensive, and that you should take it for granted. So that's all for today's video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the section below. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, hasta luego.